welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, and you know it's a good day when I'm bringing out my wellies. So I am back at the coast and I am in a place called Waterford in the CopperCoast, and it's an area that I last visited Christmas actually, when I had a meet up with other photographers, my annual meet up from there, and the time before that was when I was here for my September workshops, and today I'm here in advance of my March workshops. So I generally come down the day before just to scope things out so I got the best conditions for my clients, and this trip is no different. But today I'm down here kind of early because as I was driving down, the sky looked quite interesting. So I am quietly confident that I'm going to get some interesting skies. Now also, one of the beaches that I'm at here is one of my favorite beaches to shoot. I'll give you a look at it in a moment. It has some stunning sea stacks that are along there, but I'm now just waiting for the tide to come in. So hopefully the tide will come in just in time and I'll still have some of the light, but it's coming in and out of clouds right now, so I still think I'm going to get some nice shots even regardless of that as well. So that's what we're going to do today. Thank you very much as always for joining me. I hope we get some nice shots. Let's go. Now we're over here on this beautiful part of this beach. You can see I've got one stack on this side and another stack right here. So either side is phenomenally framed, even where you are right now. But what I'm interested in today is to be able to capture some of the motion of the water. So like I said, I'm here early because I wanted to scope it out, but also I know that the tide is now coming in. And the tide will be high tide probably an hour after sunset, so I will be able to get back off this beach again because it is known for coming up quite high. But what I'm interested in actually, more so than anything else, is yes, the stacks are lovely, but I'll take a walk here and show you. So just down here is what I'm most interested in, is this rock here, if I reach that from a high tide point of view, or this rock here. And this rock is phenomenal when the water comes in and the waves will crash against this and then they cascade over the top of that. In fact, I've got a couple of shots actually from here in the past. I'll give you a look at one of them actually now, which I got on a sunset, probably around about maybe in January, I think it was. I don't know how many years ago, a number of years ago, but it was this with the water cascading right over this, and then you've got that stack here, and then this stack here, and with an incredible sky. So I'll give you a look at that shot now, and then I'll talk to you in a moment. This video is going to be all about how much the tide changes everything. So below me here at this stack here, you can see the water is just starting to trickle in around the base of it now, which it wasn't doing when I first arrived. So timing, as I've said before in previous videos, is very, very important from Seascape point of view, particularly when it comes to tides, but it completely transforms the scene. So like the scene I showed you earlier on here has already changed as well. I'll give you a look actually of a time lapse that I've just done there now, and you can see the minute movements in over 10 minutes of the tide, but even at that now it's covering the end of this as well here. Now after the time lapse, I'll give you a look at a shot I've just taken as well here, just a couple of test shots handheld down below on the stack, and you can see the difference then later on when the water's coming in around it and how much it's going to change, how much it's going to make a difference. So that'll be the first one I think that I will get. I could go over to this stack over here as well and get a shot of that, but I think for me this one is probably far more prominent in the frame. Here you kind of have to go over into these rock areas there to be able to get that shot. But yeah, give you a look at these there now, time lapse and the test shots, and as you can see here with the water coming around that, it's going to be nice indeed. Sky actually is quite interesting as well, so yeah, fingers are still crossed for that. Here's the shots. in just a short period of time, you can see the amount of water now that's coming in around this stack, and it is really transforming the scene. So it's giving me some foreground interest here. If I move you this way, you can see in the foreground, see the water comes in here and then sweeps in, and you get that white movement. Now I'm going for my preferred shutter speed as well here at the moment, which is my ½ second. And for that, I've got my polarizer on, and I also have my 6-stop equivalent as well. And that's allowing me to get the ½ second and capture the water, as you see, as it comes in around that stack. Now, it's also coming in behind me as well here. So my time at this point actually is short-lived, but I have my wellies, so I'm okay. But yeah, I'll give you a look at these here now, and you'll see a big difference to the shots that I've taken earlier on here. And also when I'm framing up the shot, I want to get, you can see the sky is kind of lighting up in the corner over there. I want to get that into the frame, but I don't want to get that other stack that's over here. So I want to have this one stack in the frame, but with the water crashing below me here, I think it will be nice. Here's the next shots now. It's time now for the next transformation. So this area here, which I was photographing on the first stack, is now fully covered in water. It's now starting to come in around the second stack. You can see, kind of make out there's a glorious sky potentially starting to burn. And now this rock down here that I was able to walk so far away to earlier is now, as you can just see here, water starting to come around it. So it's now time for the transformative time of it, when the tide and the water is getting higher and higher. I'm just going to wait now, make sure that I expose as well for that bright part of the sky. I'm going to go for my probably ½ second, but I want to catch the water, as you can see here, as it sweeps around this solitary stack, and I think that brings the whole image then as well together. So I'm going to concentrate on this now, wait for that perfect wave, and if and when it comes, I'll give you a look at the shot next.
I hope you're enjoying this video. I just wanted to jump in real quick to remind you that you can grab a copy of my free 62-page ebook, Essential Landscape Photography Skills, when you join my newsletter. It's packed with tips from my years behind the camera, plus interactive links to YouTube videos showing how I captured those shots, and dedicated tutorials on each topic. Sign up, download it instantly, and take your landscape photography to the next level. There's links in the description below. Back to the video.
The light is starting to intensify now, and I think the sun is about to drop into that gap that's there, so hopefully I get an extra bit of light. And the waves are also starting to intensify too. So I've got the first one now that's really after reaching above this rock here, and I don't know if I got the shot because I was just observing at the time, but I'm not going to have to wait for long when you see these waves that are coming in here, and you can see the way they're swirling around and then they're breaking in around this here. Quite large ones actually as well, because we're coming up to high tide. But all it's a matter of doing now is just waiting for one to hit that rock and then cascade over the top of it. I don't have that much more to wait, but hopefully I get that light now as well, and that will really kick off the scene. I can see the light is behind me here on the cliffs, so hopefully now it will break through here and light this up, and I'll get a glow along the water as well. I can see a bit of a glow that is there, but it's just off to frame. So I'm framing this here with the that stack and this stack. So kind of what you see here-ish, but with this rock obviously in the middle of that. But yeah, this I think is going to be good. The clouds that are there are quite high clouds as well, so they hopefully will catch some light. So yeah, fingers are still crossed, but you can see the difference that the tide is making here. Totally transforms the scene. Here's the next shot now, and hopefully I'm going to check back in when all this light kicks off. The light played ball, and I got a nice bit of glow coming right in, lighting up this stack here, and I think I also got one as the water was crashing over. Now, as you can see here with the intensity of these waves as they're coming in, I don't have that long really to wait, but I am hopeful that the sun again will pop out for another show. Now, I did put the camera onto f/16 because I wanted to get a bit of a sun star on the right hand side of the frame, and I think looking in the back of the camera I've managed to capture that as well. Now all I'm doing effectively is watching these waves looking like here, so you can see this one is coming in as two together, and that generally gives you a better bit of a flow, and all I gotta do then is just hold and wait. I didn't go over the top of the rock on that one, but I'm sure even still wrapping itself around down here will be a nice shot also. Still at my half second, I'm at f/16 and my ISO is at 100. And I'm as wide as I can go at 16mm. But yeah, all things are shaping up by the looks of it. All I got to do now is just wait for the right moment. Here's the shots there with the bit of light. This is going to be great, I have a feeling. Now what started off as a trickle of water coming over this rock is now becoming something which is pretty much happening all the time, as you can see here. So I've actually had to move back further now because otherwise the water would go over my wellies. But by coming back as well, then I can get a wider view of the scene, and all I'm doing effectively is the same thing, waiting for the waves to come in, crash over this rock. And you can see now by the sky it is starting to gain a bit of colour as well, which is quite nice. And looking at the horizon, it does look like there is a bit of cloud, but there's a chance of an opportunity. But as these waves start intensifying now, as you can see here, they get quite large as they break over like that. And it's a matter of me just taking the shot, waiting, getting wet, of course, but you're not a seascape photographer unless you're getting wet. Here's the next shots here now. they're full of energy. I seem to be having a bit of luck or unluckiness, I'm not quite sure, I can't figure it out just yet. But you can see here behind me that the sky is quite clear. So that allowed the sun to be able to pop through, and what it did do also was create a bit of nothingness in the sky. I was hoping for a bit more texture. So I moved down this way here and shot up towards the sun, and that gives a totally different perspective again on the scene. And I do think with the shots that I got there with the water coming in, there's quite ferocity out there coming in right now. But not only as they're coming in, but also as they go back out, you get some streaks as well in the image as the water retreats. So that's the next set of shots there now. I'll give you a look at those, and then I might actually take some shots here of one stack on its own. We'll see. I'll give you a look at that shot now next. So I did decide actually to take a shot of that single stack there on its own, and I went in as far as 35mm, so I'm on a 16-35 at the moment. But what that allowed me to do actually was to have a faster shutter speed, so I was able to freeze the water, as you see, as it crashes around the back and then in the middle as well of it. And then I also did a couple that were 2 seconds to give a bit of more smoothness, I suppose, within the water, and I like those as well also. On the back of the camera anyway, I think they're nice. With the sky, as you can see here, there's some nice colour, nice subtle pastel colours as well in the background there, which hopefully will stick around once we get to sunset. And even looking there now at me, I'm lit quite nicely by the setting sun, so I think I am in for a bit of a reward. That rock that I was looking at around, you can see there now, it's pretty much all covered. So I'm being moved back now here. I'm pretty much back to where I would have started at the beginning of this here, but as you can see now, with the way it's coming in, they're completely, more or less, covering that rock there now in total. So I do think it's going to be nice shots overall. Continue anyway to take more. Here's the next ones that I've gotten there, and yeah, as the sun now will start to set, we should see a bit more colour as well coming into the sky. But so far, so good. It's been great. Here's the shots. As the tide has come in, I have been pretty much beaten back in because I can't go obviously out that far, even with my wellies. Come up over with my wellies. But the area here now, which is just here, where I was shooting that rock, is pretty much now constantly covered in water. So I've come back up along the beach here, shooting back down towards the scene to get both of those stacks in. And as you can see, when the water comes in here below me, and then it also streaks back out, you get some really nice textures in that water as well. So I've changed my settings there now to go for half a second. I'm at f11 and my ISO actually is at 50. just to enable me to get that without blowing that white that you have within the sky. But I do think that they're going to be nice shots as well, nonetheless. Now, I am going to continue back along the beach here towards the entrance point into it, because there's no point in me staying up here. I can't really shoot that much there anymore, but I'm still happy with the shots that I've gotten because they've looked phenomenal anyway on the back of the camera. You'll have seen the shots. I hope you think they're phenomenal, but yeah, this is great. Look at these waves as they're coming in here now. And you can see, again, like I said from the outset here, the tide completely transforms the scene, and the shots I'm going to get from here now as well with that nice subtle colour in the sky, I think are going to be nice as well. So yeah, here's the next shots now. Another phenomenal shoot here in this fantastic place. I can't wait now for tomorrow to be able to show the people that are here on my one-day workshop actually, and then I'm back here again in 2 weeks for my 2-day workshop as well, and it is incredible. I'm so lucky to call this my home and to call this my playground. Now, the big thing for me actually is it's not just as beautiful as here is. All of Ireland is absolutely stunning, and I'm really excited now for my 2025-2026 workshop season. And if you want to join me on one of those workshops to some places like this, I'd love for you to join me. There'll be a link in the description below. Have a look, book your spot, and come with me to these stunning areas to get some great shots. Now, before I finish up, I want to say a big thanks to everybody who has joined me on Patreon. We're building a phenomenal community there, and it's really interesting to be able to talk to people and to get the insights and help people as well to be able to improve their own photography. If you want to join me on places where you're gonna get wet, yeah, if you want to join me on my Patreon, again, I'd love for you to join me. There'll be a link as well in the description below. So thank you very much as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If it's your first time on the channel, please do hit the subscribe button, give me a like, give me a comment, and until the next time, slán go fóill.